What if you could never sleep again? Imagine the terror of endless nights trapped in darkness as your mind begs for rest. Your eyes dart to the clock, midnight, then 2 a.m., then 4. Still, sleep refuses to come. Each hour stretches on, your body exhausted, your mind unraveling in the silence. But this is no ordinary sleepless night. This is a waking nightmare with no escape. The world around you fades, not into peaceful dreams, but into a realm of confusion and fear. Your mind, once a safe haven, becomes a prison where reality and delusion blur. You are trapped in endless wakefulness until your body finally gives out. This isn't a horror film, it's the reality of one of the world's rarest and most terrifying diseases. We fear the diseases we see on the news, deadly viruses, aggressive cancers, but what about the monsters that hide in the shadows of science? The ones so rare they haunt only a handful of families on Earth, yet their horror is beyond imagination. The disease is called fatal familial insomnia, or FFI. The name itself sounds like a chilling premonition, and the reality is even more so. At its core, FFI is a neurodegenerative disease, which means it progressively destroys nerve cells in the brain. But it is incredibly specific in its attack. It targets a region of the brain called the thalamus. Think of the thalamus as the brain's grand central station, a critical hub that directs sensory information and plays a vital role in regulating consciousness alertness, our sleep-wake cycle. When FFI strikes, it systematically dismantles this crucial control center, leading to a complete and irreversible inability to sleep. FFI is not something you can catch. It is a genetic disorder passed down from a parent to a child. It is caused by a mutation in a gene called PRNP, which provides instructions for making a protein known as the prion protein. For most of us, this protein is harmless. But in individuals with the FFI mutation, this protein misfolds into a toxic, corrupted shape. This is the prion that gives the disease its terrifying power. These rogue prions then act like templates, causing other normal prion proteins in the brain to misfold as well. This creates a chain reaction, a cascade of corruption that spreads through the thalamus, leaving behind clumps of useless protein and dead brain tissue. The onset of fatal familial insomnia is deceptively subtle. It typically begins in middle age, often with simple insomnia. A person might have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep. They might feel unusually tired, anxious. But soon the mild sleep disturbance escalates into a complete inability to rest. Sleeping pill sedatives have no effect. The brain's sleep mechanism is fundamentally broken. This total lack of sleep opens the gateway to terrifying symptoms. The body, deprived of rest, breaks down physically and mentally. Sleeplessness becomes absolute, the patient falls into perpetual exhaustion. They begin to experience severe panic attacks, paranoia, vivid hallucinations. Perhaps the most famous and heart-wrenching story of fatal familial insomnia is that of an Italian man named Silvano. His story pulled this ultra-rare disease out of obscure medical journals and into the light. In 1983, Silvano, in his early 50s, checked into a hospital in Bologna, Italy. He had a terrifying premonition. He told doctors he was about to lose the ability to sleep, and that he'd be dead within a year. The doctors were skeptical, but Silvano knew his family's dark history. He had watched his father and his 2 sisters die from a mysterious illness that began with incurable insomnia, progressed to dementia, and ended in death. Silvano volunteered to be studied, hoping his decline might hold clues to save future generations. True to his prediction, the nightmare began. First he could only sleep a few hours. Then sleep vanished completely. The medical team, led by Dr. Ignazio Reuter, watched in helpless fascination. They hooked Silvano up to EEG machines monitoring brainwaves, but normal sleep patterns never appeared. He was trapped in permanent wakefulness as his mind unraveled. The reason doctors and scientists are so deeply concerned by diseases like fatal familial insomnia has less to do with the symptoms and more to do with the cause: prions. A prion is not a living organism like a virus or a bacterium. It is simply a misfolded protein. It has no DNA or RNA. It cannot be killed in the traditional sense. This makes prion diseases uniquely terrifying from a scientific standpoint. Normal sterilization methods such as heat, radiation, chemical disinfectants, which would easily destroy viruses and bacteria, are often completely ineffective against prions. They are incredibly resilient, almost indestructible biological entities. This resilience poses a significant public health risk, albeit a remote one. While FFI is genetic, other prion diseases can occur sporadically or be acquired. The most famous example is the outbreak of mad cow disease, or bovine spongiform encephalopathy, in the United Kingdom. Humans who consumed contaminated beef developed a variant of CJD. This demonstrated that prion diseases could jump the species barrier. The fear, therefore, is that a new transmissible prion disease could emerge one day, and we would have very few weapons in our arsenal to fight it, or even contain its spread through contaminated materials. It's a zombie-like process at the molecular level. A single rogue prion can trigger a chain reaction, corrupting healthy proteins one by one, leading to an exponential and unstoppable cascade of brain damage. This process is silent and can have an incredibly long incubation period. Beyond the core horror of incurable insomnia, fatal familial insomnia is surrounded by strange facts that make it even more unsettling. Agrypnia excitata excited sleeplessness. They aren't just awake, bodies in a constant state of high alert. It's as if the fight or flight response is permanently switched on. This constant state of stress accelerates the physical breakdown of the body. This is why the physical decline is so rapid. Another chilling detail lies in the genetics. The mutation for FFI is dominant. This means that if one parent carries the gene, each of their children has a 50% chance of inheriting it. This creates an unbearable psychological burden for families who know this curse runs in their bloodline. Every child's birth is shadowed by a coin toss for a death sentence. Some family members choose to get tested to find out if they carry the gene, living with the certainty of their fate. Others choose not to know, preferring to live with uncertainty rather than a confirmed timeline for their own demise. It's a devastating choice with no good answer. Perhaps the strangest fact of all is the disease's relationship with dreams. Even though patients cannot sleep, some experience complex dream-like hallucinations while they are technically awake. Fatal familial insomnia serves as a stark and humbling reminder of the vast, uncharted territories that still exist within medical science. It forces us to look beyond the common ailments we know and confront the profound mysteries locked within our own biology. While the extreme rarity of FFI means it is not a direct threat to the general population, its story is critically important. It shines a light on the devastating impact of rare diseases and the families who must navigate these lonely, often forgotten medical journeys. Their struggles push the boundaries of research and deepen our collective understanding of the human condition. Raising awareness about diseases like FFI is not about creating fear or panic. It is about fostering empathy and encouraging scientific curiosity. By learning about these conditions, we can better appreciate the incredible work being done by researchers who dedicate their lives to solving these complex puzzles. Every breakthrough in understanding a rare disease like FFI has the potential to unlock secrets that could be relevant to more common neurodegenerative conditions, such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. The study of the exceptionally rare can often provide the key to understanding the tragically common. The courage of individuals like Silvano, who faced his own mortality to contribute to science, should inspire us all. It highlights the power of human spirit in the face of utter hopelessness. Supporting medical research for common diseases, supporting medical research for rare diseases. It is our only hope for a future where a diagnosis like fatal familial insomnia is no longer an inevitable death sentence, but a treatable condition. We must advocate for funding, participate in educational efforts, and support the organizations that provide aid to those affected by these terrifying illnesses. I encourage you to remain curious and informed. Do not turn away from stories that seem scary or strange. Instead, lean in and learn. Understand the challenges that modern medicine still faces. Appreciate the profound fragility and resilience of the human body and mind. Please subscribe to my channel and like for more. Your support helps us bring you more fascinating stories about the mysteries of science and the human body.